Okay, so we're making a cute little heart sculpture. Could be like an ornament, so I put a little hole in the top corner there. And we're just going to use Model Magic clay, and we're going to use a half a package and then a Crayola marker. And then I've got a heart tracer and a toothpick and some scissors. So we're going to open up our half a package of Model Magic clay, and you're going to flatten it out. And then color it with your marker. So it's best to use the side of the marker, like instead of trying to color like skinny little lines like that, you just use the side of the marker, and it goes a lot quicker. Then you're going to fold it in so that the marker stays inside the clay, and you're going to flatten it out again. Okay, and then you're going to color it again. So flatten it, color it, and then fold it in. So I'm trying to keep the marker from going onto my hands by folding it inside. Okay, and also trying to keep the marker inside the clay, because I want the clay to get the color, not my hands. Okay, and here's my third time. Flatten it out, color it, and fold it in. Okay, now I'm ready for mixing. So I mix it in just by twisting it, pulling it, squishing it back together. So like a nice light purple color. So whatever color you choose is going to turn out lighter because the white in the clay mixes with whatever color you've chosen for your marker. Okay, so I'm going to roll it up into a nice neat ball. Try to get all like the cracks out of the clay, just kind of smooth it together. Doesn't have to be a perfectly round ball. Okay, and then I'm going to flatten it out. You might want to flatten it on your table. Okay, I'm actually just going to do it on my hand though, because the air is very humid. You can probably hear the rain falling and coming off the gutters. Okay, so I want to make it as big as my tracer, or a little bit bigger. So I'm going to need to flatten it out a little bit more. Okay. So I don't want to pull it too thin. Let's try to think like maybe a thick pancake, not too thin. Okay, so I'm almost there. Just pull a little bit on this side and a little bit more on that side. Okay, so now my clay is just a little bit bigger than my tracer. Then I can go around my tracer with my toothpick. So I'm not pressing all the way through my clay, I'm just gently scoring along the top of the clay. Okay, so you can see I've got my little heart outline. And I'm not pulling real hard, I'm working gently. And I'm going to use my scissors. I'm just going to cut along the edge of the clay. So I am working on summer art projects for my summer club. And so we can, I like to read a story. And I think a nice story for this is Somebody Loves You, Mr. Hatch. So I will put a link to that story in the description below this video. Okay, so here's my heart. Just kind of smoothing off the edges there. Okay. And then I want to decorate it with my leftover pieces. So what I did is I made just like a really long snake. So you know you can make a coil or a snake by rolling back and forth. And you try to keep the edges of the coil nice and smooth and rounded and then even. So if I see that one part looks thicker, I know I need to roll some more on that part. So I want to make this pretty long. Because I want it to go all along the edge of my heart. Okay, so I'm just going to start at the bottom because I think that would be a good place. And then just gently follow the edge. And there we go. And then I can just trim off the extra. Okay, and then with what I had left, I made these little dots. So I just took off little pieces of clay and then rolled them into little tiny balls. So you can get the Model Magic clay at like the Dollar Tree or Dollar General usually for about $1. And then Crayola markers, you can get those on sale at Target and Walmart right now for about $1, back to school prices. Okay, so little balls of clay. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think I fit around 10. 8, 9, 10. And then with my little extra piece, I made a little miniature heart. So how do I do that? Well, kind of just pull one side, maybe like a letter V, sort of. And then the bottom, you just pinch. Don't really have specific directions for that. Sometimes you just gotta play around with it a little bit. So that was just because I had leftover, but you don't need to do that. You can just concentrate on having one heart. And just put my little decorative dots. And then I used my toothpick to poke a hole through here. I'm just going to wiggle it around a little bit so that makes sure my hole goes all the way through. Alright, so I hope yours turns out just wonderfully for you, and that you have a great day, and that you are enjoying your summer and doing our Heart Week project.